The afternoon time, yeah, it's 1:16. The pleasure is mine in the afternoon to welcome you and know you're there waiting. For all the same, we want to welcome you. Those of you who joined in, if it's on the block, we'll talk about it. As I said, if it's on the block, we'll talk about it and we continue with our open line this afternoon, okay? Some people felt this morning we didn't have enough time. So we will give you an open line. We're going to take a pause for the cause. I will come right back.
Their skin is smooth.
It's a brand new Cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well smooth. Guinness smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
The economic path Dominica revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominica and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? You tell me, that's how tell sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together. Rice and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell BRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Rice and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A. Just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Rice and Company Limited. Built for living. Built for life.
Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Marshall Montano, Voice, Vaughn, Dancehall Giant, Movado, Idonia, Valiant, Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, New Vibes Band International, Shelly and Signal Band, Edwin Yehu and Crossfire, and Rukat HE, June 25th to June 27th, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at StKittsMusicFestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
stop saying it's the ball, the arrow. I might say it's the arrowhead, the space we facing. And himself is the bow and Jada pulling that.
No, while they partying, I studying.
Pateron, the kingmaker.
They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country. They still be live in.
The greatest calypso writer ever from Dominica.
His verbs exploding, cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars.
How hard I working while they're sleeping.
Pateron, the musical luminary. Pateron, the case of Kingmaker. The grand finale, the Pateron Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM. This Friday, April 25, 10:45 a.m. Special guests, Annie Aaron, Austin Lewis, Valiant Will Coffee, Honorable Ray Blackmore, Father Branker John, Johnson Boston, the Singing Sandy and more. Pateron Tribute Part 3, Q95 FM. This Friday, Creole had with Q95 FM, the big station, DNO, Multi Solutions Inc., and Pop Sarah presentation.
May 3rd, Jazz and Creole returns to Fort Shirley Cabritz National Park, featuring Jamaica's Taurus Riley and the Black Soil Band, the Dean Frazier, the Manhattans out of the USA, and Dominica's very own Mikhail Henderson, Swinging Star, Lily Octave, Rhythm Knocker, Violander, Khadija Joseph, and Janae Jackson. Event starts at 2 p.m. Dress code Afro Elegant. Tickets $450 VIP, $200 regular, $175 at fringe events, $75 for ages 12 to 17, and children under 12 are free. Jazz and Creole 2026. Follow Dominica Festivals on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Dominica, are you ready? It's an extension here of the open line this morning. Again, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. The telephones are going right now. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Oh, sorry about that. Let's try another call. Are you there? Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? How are you?
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Good
Yes.
afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
I'm living 1 second at a time, Matt.
Okay.
Living 1 second at a time. How are you, my friend?
I'm trying my best. Again, like you, trying to live 1 second at a time. Everything good?
So everything is all right, man. Yeah, man. But I just heard you play our promo, and I just want to remind listeners again to tune in on Friday for our grand finale. And who can ever tell? We may have another one because a lot of people, the patrons, are asking that to give them a chance to call in to pay their tributes. But we have so many people that are interested, so many people that have written for and have a really positive impact on their life, and they want to give tributes. So we have to use them. So as your promo rightly said, we're gonna have Father Briggs. He's gonna be in the studio with us. We're gonna have singing Sandy. We're gonna have Honorable Raven Blackmore. We're gonna have Bosso. We're gonna have Annie, his wife. We're also gonna have Ozzy Louise, and we may have a 2-minute tribute from Duchess because he worked for Duchess, and Duchess won 4 Monarch. Four times she was Monarch, and we may have a tribute from her. So we're asking everybody, to tune in, via radio QFM, via QFM Facebook page, and I think we're going to be on YouTube too. So we're asking them to tune in to participate as much as they can. I don't know if we'll have a little time to open up the line or whatever the case to be. You there with me, Matt?
I'm right here with you, right here with you.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. So people give their tribute. We also want to thank the many people that have called and congratulate the team. Wadix, myself, QFM, Multi Solution Inc., DNO. For putting on that spectacular event, if you want to call it that way. And we also want to thank Mr. Andrew from Andrew Furniture. He has decided to give us a big contribution by making a bed for him, Matt. Oh my God. It's a pity we cannot bring the bed in the studio that day, but I think we're going to have some pictures to show. If all kind of description and everything on there, depicting past achievements, So we're going to have Mr. Andrew in the studio with us for a few minutes just to tell us how he thinks and what he feels and how he thinks about Pat Aaron. We are also hoping to have King Zay again, the first man that Pat wrote for, first Monarch. We are hoping to have him. And Matt, we also hoping that one day, you yourself could see your special contribution to by, a Saturday morning, open up your line after your gospel music and the nice vibes, open up the line for little Pat music, and things like that, and allow the people to call in, I trust me, Matt, if you do that, I'm sure your audience going to be thrilled and be happy, and they might even love you more for that, Matt. You know that?
Well, actually, I tried last week, but Alex and myself did not connect. But that might happen soon.
Okay. Well, it will happen, man. If you want it to happen, it will happen. I know your person give you what is yours. You're always there to promote and to encourage good stuff, and I know you're going to make it work, One way or the other, you're going to make it work. And I really want to thank everybody. Matt, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that call in and with different ideas. There are people that want to write books about that right now. There are people, actually, we have something in the works. We're trying to do 2 concerts. One in Dominica and one in New York. Brooklyn, New York, we have resided for a number of years, We're trying to do 2 tributes where Calypsonians can come and sing or perform the songs that Pat have written. And I think that's a good gesture, and we're asking everybody that can help, that can contribute to make it happen, You could just call Wadix, or you could call me, and we'll make it happen, All of us have to do whatever, because Pat is an iconic guy, that's an icon. And we have to give our icons, we have to give them their flowers while they're alive. We can't wait till they die for us to, say this and that. Let's praise them. Let's make them feel good. Let's make them hear how we feel about them. Matt, I want to thank you for your time. And I want to thank everybody for listening to me. And I hope everybody have a wonderful afternoon. Jacqueline, good afternoon to you, my friend. Bye, Matt.
Thank you. Let's listen to a little bit of Pat. Come back for your phone calls. Just paying tribute to the big extraordinary calypso writer, Calypsonian himself. Big one, Pat in his time. Let's do this one. Mm-hmm.
I walk in and to see Dominica grow to prosper in culture, music, and calypso. Heart and soul, I organize all festivities for the selfish one to come to take, not to give. But these people show society love and respect. People who don't care about anyone. Even Calypsonians they used to look down on. If me open up the gate, they see the light well lit. I fill them with love, they take me with chest. They don't know how hard I working while they're sleeping. They don't know music is the food that I eat. While they're disorganizing, I always organizing just to see the work done, not fight for no calypso wrong. They don't know why they in tongue like me, like jamming. They don't know why they campaigning, I maintaining.
Kendra, I hope you're happy now, huh? We're gonna come back, Dominic, after this.
I said the arrowhead, the space we can see. And he said it's the bow and Jara two in that.
They don't know why they partying, I studying.
Pateron, the king maker.
They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country. They still be live in.
The greatest calypso writer ever from Dominica.
His verse exploded, cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars.
How hard I working while they're sleeping.
Pateron, the musical luminary. Pateron, the case of Kingmaker. The grand finale, the Pateron Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM. This Friday, April 25, 10:45 a.m. Special guests: Annie Aaron, Ozzy Lewis, Valiant Will Coffee, Honorable Ray Blackmore, Father Branca John, Johnson Boston, the Singing Sandy and more. Pateron Tribute Part 3, Q95 FM. This Friday, Creole had with Q95 FM, the big station, DNO, Multi Solutions Inc., and Pop and Sarah presentation.
May 3rd, Jazz and Creole returns to Fort Shirley Cabritz National Park, featuring Jamaica's Taurus Riley and the Black Soil Band, the Dean Frazier, the Manhattans out of the USA, and Dominica's very own Mikael Henderson, swinging star Lily Octave, rhythm knocker, fire.
All right, Dominic, the lines are now open again. Already 1:36. Let's take a phone call. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
Okay.
Yeah, I called before regarding the traffic situation in Dominica. I just wanted to bring something to light on you today.
Go ahead. Go
Right
ahead.
now, there's a ship in the Foucault Port. There's also a ship at Roseau. And for people who go into the south of the island, people who are working, people who are going about their business, the Stadium Back Road and the Gardens is the only quick access that we have to get to the south. So the situation where you have people parking on the road in Gardens and turning a two-way lane to a one-way lane, that shouldn't be. So I mean, traffic really need to plan ahead and do something about that traffic situation, because right now we are getting more and more vehicles into the country, and we have a situation where people are getting blocked. You have a situation where you have an ambulance in Gardens waiting to get through, and you have people disembarking at a cruise store while the ambulance is there with somebody waiting. I mean, that has to be corrected, because you cannot have the one quick access to get out of roads being blocked up like that. Trucks have to pass, people have to pass.
So you're saying you're somewhat upset, and I want to agree with you that you have vehicles in Gardens parking both ways, so there's no movement going on there.
There's no movement going on, and then getting through Roseau on a day like today with two ships in town is almost impossible. So the only quick access you have to leave Roseau is through Gardens, and if it is blocked with the same tourist train with tour buses and trucks trying to get through, you have a blockade. Because coming into town, you have two arteries to come into town. You either go through Victoria Street or you pass on High Street and Bath Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's your only two accesses. But leaving Roseau, there's basically one if you don't want to go through town and be stuck in traffic. So they need to free up at least one of those areas that can be done, and the traffic department needs to do it.
So you say
there's no way that we have to be stuck in traffic all that time just because of tourists disembarking from a tour.
But would you talk to the police? Have you spoken to the police about this?
I have spoken to Mr. Timothy about it already, twice.
Mr. Timothy at the traffic department?
At the traffic department, yes.
Any other solution?
So it's just that they need to just sit down and plan it and figure out what areas to have no parking, because right now you have a lot of people that have no parking keep playing roads, and it's just been a waste of time. I mean, they need to put...
As a matter of fact, I thought they would have reviewed that December 26th. I thought there was an announcement that you would have to reapply for this no parking zone. So what has happened? Have they changed their mind?
I have no idea. I cannot speak to that. I do not have a business in town. I do not need a keep clear no parking sign.
Because the police did promise, and I'm sure everybody can speak to that they would have removed some of the no parking, if you will, yes parking, and we would have a freer Roseau in terms of traffic. But 449, but he's making a significant point, huh? We need to do something about the traffic, especially on tourist days. People trying to get to work at 7 o'clock in the morning. You have to remain in traffic an hour. So don't you know when this this tourist gets off the ship? Sometimes they're there until 9 o'clock, but we're facilitating, we're blocking up the roads. When at least, we could control the 8 o'clock traffic to get into Roseau and then block it. It's a real struggle. The police try to work on that problem, read the traffic. And of course, Gardens has remained, has become a parking zone. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good afternoon, Pelte.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Pelte, I want to encourage that last caller. You see, touch a serious topic. Even in the middle of Roseau, on a day, I always tell you, something happened around the bay front. For instance, they didn't have a good ambulance service, they have good fire service. And all of it on your block up, but we're so talking about advancement. And the things sometimes we have to talk about, we don't talk about. We always quick to press the poor people, find solution, but we always quick, like the jelly farmers. But without solving the problem, it's simple things, it's just put contingent in place. Look at the new mayor talking now. But there are some things themselves supposed to do. to make it better for the life of the poor people. They give them powers. The poor people vote them and they just give them powers. It's just like the police. And I just ask myself, who in charge of the police force? You mean everybody on the street have to come and tell the government how to do it? You mean Mr. Paris have to tell the Prime Minister to release the birth certificate? Where all the people that on the electoral reform? Those are simple things, but I heard Parben talk earlier on about Mr. Pat, and I want to strengthen what Parben said. I think you have an open line. Matt, you see, sometimes we don't recognize our people, the work they have done. If you look at in the States, this lady that sings Western music there, I think Dolly Park, she contributes to a child hospital and many other great men in America. And I think what Parben and them is doing there for Pat and Harley, I think even in our community, why should they strongly each other over politics? We should do like Parben and Sobers and them, develop our community. Because all that we do in there, we still divide, because you hear the parrot from Mao said after Harley died, the community are divided. Matt, as a man like you work in social service with the youth, with the church. When a nation divided, it can't get nowhere. Just listen to your little callers, Matt, on your radio station. They're on the same mission, but they're fighting with each other, blasting down each other, cursing down each other. And Matt, I mean, sometimes I see you just try to control them, but I just don't want them to put Cherry and get a radio station in problem. It's like it have a special call. I always warning him. He always calling up the former Prime Minister, wife named for Marigot. The lady was named Politics. The lady's around 80 years. I had to call his program. I wouldn't call the radio station. He was a former auditor. I have to tell him, but you must stop calling the lady name like that. Her daughter is a lawyer. Her son is a businessman. Her husband was in politics, but you don't drag her down. Suppose you have a high blood pressure and kill her. But Max, what I was telling you with what Parben and Sobers them was doing there, I think it's these people like Parben and Sobers to form community, form foundation, and don't depend on the government. Mao is a vibrant spot from since in the 60s. Mao used to be like a Las Vegas, always live, people passing there all during the hour, the day and night, and activities, money was making. I think these people like Parben and like what Alex was saying, build charity foundation and build those things, build on the place, build a museum for Harley. Right, how you call that little place before DCP, Armand Park. Push back this sea like Marigot Fishery and develop all the community, because the politicians are not going to do it. It's just like Marigot, Mr. Lennox and them is motivators. They can move a crowd. It's not just by politics. It's go on the ground and set up your village. Get people like Walsh to come up there and do some work with the young people in and weld and fix roads.
I'll tell you what, because of time, Paula, thank you for our continued contributions there. Great contributions, but time is of the essence. Let's continue with other phone calls at this time. Are you there, caller? Yes? Sorry? Let's move on. Good. I'm trying to be short and to the point. Hello, talk to me, please. Yes.
Yeah, blessings.
Blessings to you.
Let me just say, Matt, you don't have to respond to it. But Matt, if you have a child, and you're overnourishing that child at the age of 9, that child weighing maybe almost 90 pounds, to tell me it's your child and there's no law, no constitution that can tell you, because it's a form of abuse, you're going to kill that child. And I'm saying that to say, Matt, Skerritt come and promise he's going to pay Dennis Byron to write a report, and based on that report, we would be calling elections. $700,000. Am I saying it right, Matt?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before Byron submitted the report, he rushed and he called a snap elections. I am saying there's just a lot of cowards in that country that figure out some people are too big to be cut down to size or taken down to size. So they just allow, so Skerritt can call election when he wants. He called election January and he called election February. He just called. Nobody like Trump, they're looking to remove Trump from government, Trump is a madman. Look, Trump not want to. Trump is threatening the Pope. And I am saying, Matt Peltier, what Skerritt is doing in Dominica after throwing away $700,000 in the garbage after Dennis Byron submitted the report, called the elections before the submission of the report. And when Skerritt in Dominica just doing what he wants, when he wants, come on, his wife, everybody just doing what they want, and fellas sit down, they're talking about, well, gun recontrol. Oh, well, Skerritt have a right as the Prime Minister, he can call election anytime. All your cowards, my brother, even if or you were united, or you still could not get that man out of his comfort zone, and or you're divided to adding insult to injury, boss, just take all your blows and forget that. One join the man apart a government of national criminality or unity. Thank you.
Somebody's asked me to investigate, and I've started already. The Coranzac Incorporated. You mean the same company as it relates to the tram, doing the tram, and work on the tram? I see a lot of promotions taking place on Facebook. Hello, talk to me. Yes?
Yes, good afternoon to you, Matt.
My brother,
how
are you doing?
To your listeners.
How are you, sir?
Not bad at all. Matt?
Yes?
Yes. Earlier, a caller raised the point about the traffic congestion. And I'm one of those who have been expressing my views and concerns with respect to parking. And I've always made it clear that, you cannot have a gardens where, people use the gardens, for their comfort, their form of relaxation. And tourists come and they do what they have to do, go around, take out pictures. And for the gardens to be congested is parking as such. So I think we need control immediately there. Remember, we do not have alternate forms of parking. But one of the immediate solutions to this problem in the center of Roseau particularly is that you cannot have a city with one lane traffic flow and have two-side parking. You have heard me on countless occasions when you have asked me to come in studios and talk about Roseau. I said, Matt, given certain times of the day, that if you have an emergency, particularly a fire, someone is sick, then the ambulatory services will not be able to be met if immediate, rescue of that individual. Or if a fire is taking place, there'll be too much time, notwithstanding how close it is, the fire station to certain areas in Roseau, the fire truck may not be able to actually pass because of how people park. So immediate action for such solution, for one of the solutions is that, look, you need to have one-sided parking. And I'm not saying that people cannot have just special side and parking area, but it cannot be justified just for parking. One would have to assess the inflow and outflow of business, how people, like for instance, let's say you're in front of Richard, how often people come. So these areas are justified probably to have what they call a designated area for parking. But some people have a designated area for parking just for parking. No, it just cannot be for parking. It has to be for business flow in and out. And so the police need to really, traffic department need to really go and do what they call a detailed assessment in the meantime. We do not have an area for parking. And to resolve that issue, it's going to really get nasty with respect to the amount of vehicles now we are getting. And if we do not exercise some level of control now, it will be just ridiculous in a city. You hear my point? One-way traffic into Roseau, but you have two-side parking. You have two-side parking of vehicles. That is too much congestion, and I think there can be done. But particularly the gardens is an area for us to relax and have some form of reflection, family meetings, and just a quiet place. And you cannot have excess carbon monoxide, interfering with the plants and killing the plants, and so long they go for the plants and the grass.
So you'd say no parking in other gardens, no?
No, completely no parking. I mean, come on, it is really, really absurd now. No parking. I've had my own issues with it coming up. It's a nice way to exit and to escape certain, roads. But really, the government should really come in now, and that backward alternative road should be done by the gardens there. I think more eastern side, southeastern side of the gardens there to do that road, so that people can exit there. But no parking, absolutely no parking. It's ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous.
All right. Thank you, Glenroy.
But before I go, Matt, I know earlier, Pat, let me just say something quickly. And Pat is an living example of how we should actually model our life. And just as the caller called to talk about while we sort of reflect on Pat's life, I think Pat can be considered a man who is not self-centered, a man who is full of compassion, a man full of humility, Matt. And I say so because Matt, you notice that, King Dice won 10 crowns. Pat has done a lot of work with persons who have won crowns. And, it is interesting. He being a prolific, calypso writer, he did not actually look at himself as though I can do it. He has tried and he realized, look, probably I'm a better writer as opposed to someone who can sing. And so he chose to write and give people with the talent to sing and be coherent and so to do it and win. So that's just one lesson of what leadership calls for. When we have to have our limits, we have to know what we do. We have to know what we are strong in and, help those that are stronger than us to carry on. And that is what Pat actually lived his life on, where he was able to, at least through writing, was able to create kings, queens. But he realized, and he could have done it. He could be selfish. He could have acted in a self-centered way and say, look, I'm a prolific writer. I know I'm good. Let me go and try. But sometimes with the same delivery a man would take to win the crown, he may not be able to do it. So I think that's just a living example of what we should take an example of persons leading organizations, leading institutions, leading anything. I think we should model our lives on that. Matt, thanks for the opportunity. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you as always. Thank you. Glenroy Soso Coffee. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Good afternoon, Martin. Good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon, St. Joseph. Go and register to vote. Chance is now. You may never get that opportunity again. Matter when you hear Roosevelt Skerrit government saying they revoke passport and the people register under false name. I want to tell Dominicans, Roosevelt Skerrit and the people that selling the passport, they know. They're just pretending because America on their case now. They're trying to fool America to believe that they did not know those guys did not give the right document to receive the passport. Iran and Saudi Arabia are good friends. And Skerrit is bedded in Saudi Arabia until he had to borrow $41 million from them. So Skerrit is right involved. He is twisted. Because just like how China has him, Saudi Arabia and all those other countries have him on the West to continue undermining America. And that's why I want to congratulate Mr. Donald Trump for putting his foot down, whether they like it or not. Because people like Skerrit, if you don't watch yourself, small as Dominica Small, Skerrit will catch a fire for World War III. Skerrit is a man that's lying. He is very involved in materialistic. He's a man that loves material. And he will sell and do anything to appease himself and have the entire Dominican people in poverty. This man is the same man that denied he did not know about the signing with this girl from Cassie Bruce with Iran or wherever. Skerrit is a man that lying a lot. Up to now, we can't do what we want with England. We can't go to England. We're still under the ban with England. What is it, Mr. Skerrit? Why England not opening their door to us? Tell us. You haven't told us that yet. You try to appease America. Mr. Trump, do not ease up on Roosevelt Skerrit. The only ease up you should ease up on Roosevelt Skerrit is to help us take him out in power so that we know everything that he was doing. Meanwhile, he's prime minister for 26 years, or he spent over $1 billion. And in St. Joseph, the people are suffering. There are people that spend their life on that Skerrit 26 years. They're dying today. They can't even bury themselves. They have nothing to live for their family. 26 years under Roosevelt carried. So, Matt, let me tell you, go out and register to vote. Make that cross the most important side in your life. God bless Dominica. Thank you.
God bless you too. God bless you. Let's take a break and we'll come right back. Right back.
KFC's pocket together. $45 gets you 6 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, 1 corn, 1 biscuit. With KFC, there's always chances to win big. 3 winners, 3 destinations on all expense paid trip with Sunrise Airways, St. Martin Carnival, St. Kitts Music Festival, and Lucian Carnival. $1,500 spending cash, hotel accommodation, event tickets, and ground transportation. All you have to do is purchase a bucket together. Write your name and phone number at the back of your receipt and drop it in the drop box. KFC's finger licking good.
We start saying it's the ball, the arrow. I might say it's the arrow head, the space we piercing. And he said it's the bow and Jada pulling that.
No, while they cutting, I studying.
Pateron, the king maker.
They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country. They stabilizing.
The greatest calypso writer ever from Dominica.
His words exploded, cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars.
How hard I working while they're sleeping.
Pateron, the musical luminary. Pateron, the case of Kingmaker. The grand finale, the Pateron Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM. This Friday, April 25, 10:45 a.m. Special guests, Annie Aaron.
Hello, good afternoon. Here on the telephone, it's 159. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yeah, I'm there. I just want to strengthen the point I made earlier regarding the traffic.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you recall what Portsmouth was back in the day? When you had two-way traffic passing along the police station?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the congestion they used to have there?
Yep.
Look at it right now. They have reorganized Portsmouth where that road was turned from two-way to a one-way. And they allow you to return back on the other street.
Mm-hmm.
So this eased up the congestion in Portsmouth by a dramatic amount. The same thing can be done in Roseau. It can be done, but they need to come together and plan it and then execute it. Because right now, we've just had maybe another 300 vehicles again added into Dominica for the tourist and boats. So every couple months we have vehicles being added into the country. Right? The number of vehicles is keep going up and up and up. They need to do something about the traffic, otherwise we're going to have ourselves in a really hard gridlock in the future.
Thank you again, caller. Very positive contribution there. As we heard earlier, Dominica as we share the news this morning that Dominica revokes citizenship of the second son of Iranian political advisor. Dominica has revoked the citizenship of Abolfroth Jamkhani, the younger son of slain Iranian political advisor, marking the second time in 8 months that the Caribbean nation has stripped a member of the Jamkhani family of a Dominican passport. Are you saying that we're Dominican? The question is at this time, a lot of people are asking, was Dominica aware that they sold his passports to these Iranians? And if they knew, why did they sell these passports? We were told in that report, in a letter obtained by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, the revocation was signed on March 27, meaning Dominica signed the revocation March 27, 2026 by State Minister Darren Pinard. Authorities accused the Iranian of concealing material facts when he acquired citizenship through Dominica Citizenship by Investment Program in 2020 under the alias Sami Hayek. He has 25 days to request a formal inquiry into the order. On the line with me to tell us more about just what is going on and whether Dominica may have known is Mr. Kenneth Rijok. A financial consultant on money laundering for the U.S. government. Of course, good afternoon to you, Mr. Kenneth Rijok. Very interesting story there. What can you tell Dominica about this?
Yes, sir. Hello, Matt, and hello, Dominica. Well, it's just more of what you've been hearing about for the last decade. This is a case where people who were known to be close to the regime in Iran were given passports. They were given passports in an alias, and they used those passports to buy millions of dollars of real estate in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. But nobody should be surprised about it. I mean, remember, go back 10 years, and you had a famous case where a very prominent Iranian got not just a CBI passport, he got a diplomatic passport, and then he went to Singapore and Malaysia and got in all sorts of financial trouble, and now he's doing 20 years in an Iranian prison for stealing part of $1 billion worth of oil money. So this should not be a surprise to anybody in Dominica. Iranians have been getting passports there illegally because they're not supposed to unless they don't live in Iran and haven't been there for more than 10 years and have zero financial connections.
They did not do background checks. I mean, now these people are saying that alias, that's what they use. Did they not do financial checks or background checks, Kenneth?
Listen, there is zero due diligence being practiced in Dominica, and people need to wake up and smell the roses because that's not going to happen. These two gentlemen who now have had their passports revoked, their father was so close to the Ayatollah, the leader, the supreme leader of Iran, that he died with the Ayatollah together when they were bombed by Israel. That's how close he is to the government. So how any of these people should never have gotten passports. Their photographs are well known. This is just another instance of zero due diligence, and this is why Dominica is on the hit parade. Remember, Dominica now has visa restrictions to the United States, and its passports cannot come in visa-free into the UK. And this fall, it will no longer be allowed to send its CIP and CBI passports to Europe.
That's very interesting information. I saw actually read a story from your blog earlier that some Caribbean officials may have their passports taken away.
Yes, listen, the European Union has new regulations which take effect this fall, which will allow them to screen and deny anybody from the Caribbean with a CBI passport, and they make no bones about it. So everybody in Dominica needs to think about their future, because if Dominica passports are not worth entry into Europe, who wants to spend six figures buying one?
But again, I read Jock, I mean, just your advice, what will take us out of this hole?
Oh, I can give you the answer, because the same answer is being discussed right now in Antigua, which has the same problem. And the answer to the problem is, since there's such an issue with the issuance of CBI passports in Dominica, you need to take the entire passport program and take it out of Dominica, take it out of the hands of the Dominica government, and operate it remotely from the United States or the United Kingdom through a third party. The whole thing. And that's what's going on now with some of these new CBI passports from Africa. They're being operated remotely, so there can be no corruption, there can be no zero due diligence. So Dominicans need to know they need to move their program out of Dominica if it is to survive.
You're saying to allow the Americans to control it?
No, to have a third party, a commercial third party operate it, administer it from overseas, so there can be no more of this corruption where people who should never have a passport are given one.
Because I heard in recent times that there was a move by and take this in Parliament that we could toughen our measures as it relates to you doing background checks. Are you saying that did not make a difference?
That will never make a difference. The 5 countries, including Dominica, that sell CBI and CIP, every last one of them has problems with its due diligence and problems with corruption surrounding those programs. The only way the programs can survive is if they are administered by somebody who's not going to take money under the table to give a passport to a criminal.
That's very, very serious business. And Dominica, expect more names, as you said, huh? My friend Rijok. Expect more names to surface.
The problem is that I think that the Dominica passport, the CBI passport, may have a very short life in the future if somebody wants to buy it.
So, Richard, just get rid of the CBI program, in other words, in Dominica.
No, it needs to be cleaned up and reformed, and the only way to do that is remotely.
Again, I just want to say good afternoon to you, and of course, thanks for giving us so much information on this our passports, CBI passports, being used around the world for the wrong reasons. Kenneth, again, thank you very much. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Thank you,
Matt, and thank you, Dominica.
Thank you. 449-3095-96 and 97, Dominica. Always make the news for the wrong reasons. And we talk about getting our visas back. We need a lot of work to do. Somebody saying, Matt, do you remember CBS 2, 60 Minutes? It was about selling passports to Iranians. Monfarad, remember that story? Nothing that the U.S. advised where Iran is concerned was taken into consideration. Who's to blame? I remember Lennox Linton take a bow here. A lot of concerns were brought up. $2.15. Hello, talk to me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Matt.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I picked up a bunch of keys in front of the Valley Rent-A-Car area.
Okay.
Yes. And I brought it in this morning.
You brought it what?
Yeah, I brought it to the Q95.
Okay.
So if anyone lost that key between Monday to today,
Mm-hmm.
I brought it to Q95.
Okay.
It contains a Toyota vehicle key in a bunch.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm sure my secretary or the secretary of the station here will report that. Well, thank you anyway. Thank you for sharing and delivering the keys at Q95. If you've lost the key, please try to find it at Q95. Are you there, caller? Yes? So you're the key. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, my brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Bad news for Dominica again.
Sad news, really sad news.
But I just have a slightly different view from Rejok. Rejok said that there's no due diligence. Maybe he can say our due diligence is not worth the paper it is written on. But we have a lot of dishonest people within the government of Dominica, man. I think Pedro Fort, I reported to you on the fact that Pedro Fort failed due diligence. And when the big man heard that the short dishonest lawyer that always seemed to think I trying to bring him down, man. When he decided he couldn't bring Pedro Fort due diligence in, they asked him to bring it in. He said, no, they sent a short lawyer to bring it in, Matt. You listening to me, Matt?
I'm following you every word.
So the short, dishonest lawyer who always blame people for what he doing wrong, he did not bring in this due diligence. He decided he didn't want to be a part of that, man. Right? And then they still went on to give Pedro Fort a passport, man. So, Matt, what we're hearing there is nothing new. You will hear a lot of other cases like that, and they are being pressured by the Americans now more, Matt, even more so. They are being pressured. And prior to the elections, I would like to call on the U.S. government to apply more pressure with the dishonesty, the corruption within our administration. And I would like to ask a question. Where is the Prime Minister at this time? Where is he coming from? How many people on his delegation? And I would like to ask him whether he meet the Turkish billionaire. Whether he meet the Turkish billionaire who is based in England, or let's say rather Europe, not just one place. And whether he received anything from that Turkish billionaire man. Whether the Turkish billionaire is the one who's going to be financing the campaign this time around, man. Since the sale of passport is on a law. I also would like to ask him, Matt, the same question I asked him again for the last time. Whether that Turkish billionaire, the Turkish billionaire who lives in Europe, who has banks in Dominica, whether he has a diplomatic passport, and by virtue of what? What is the reason for giving him the diplomatic passport, Matt? And whether there was any exchange of funds in relation to that passport, Matt. I'm not saying there was. I'm only asking the question, Matt. Time will tell. Matt, my sources tell me that the Prime Minister was in England raising funds for his campaign, for Labour Party campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, he's in Barbados, Matt. But he continues his mission, Matt. And I'm asking, who are the people with him? And what is the reason for them being with him? And what will they be carrying into Dominica? What will they be bringing back into Dominica? And if their campaign funds received, how they getting into Dominica, man? You hear me, man?
I'm hearing. Very interesting.
I'm asking these questions, man, because I know that the Americans, they will be watching, and who knows what might happen in Barbados. But when you see those foreign people, their passports have been revoked, man. These are the people you have to be worried about. Because if you give me a passport knowing well that I changed my name to get the passport on your advice, and today you are withdrawing my passport. You are revoking my passport, man. That makes me trouble, man. Because these people are wealthy people, man. And you know Iranians that can be terrorists when they're ready, man. So that might bring up a bad vibe into Dominica, man. Because, Matt, you know very well that Dominica don't care about due diligence. Once they can get money to bring in for their personal reasons, they are selfish people. They don't worry about what become of the country. They don't care about that. All they see in front of them is millions, millions, and millions. So again, I want to call on the Dominica, on the government of Dominica. How many people went out on that delegation? What are they doing in Barbados? When are they coming back? And what they will be coming back with, Matt? It's a large delegation, Matt. Matt, we hear of the government wanting to take a number of people, Matt. A number of public servants, Matt, into Guadeloupe to campaign for the government, Matt. But that is a sad situation. Public servants are going to Guadeloupe on the 26th, Matt. Kerry is making a mockery of the public servant and the public service itself. These are supposed to be the people who went to school, Matt. The people who have a level of education to a certain extent, Matt. And they've been used. They've been dragged. Matt, we see Lennox Linton got so many things out. So many different issues on that passport program, Matt. We see criminals. Matt, you see the influx of yachts, you see?
Oh, yes.
Around the place?
Oh, yes. Big yachts. Multi-yachts. Yes, big yachts.
You see yachts like crazy, Matt. Customs need to board those yachts, Matt. Customs need to board those yachts. Whether they have diplomatic passport or not. And those people are coming in today with bags of money wherever they are. Matt, if anybody coming in with bags of customs need to open their bags. Customs need to open their diplomatic pouch. Matt, I'm telling you, on that sea, money is still not coming through the banks. So they're coming in through back door. The campaign funds of Labour Party coming in like crazy now.
And you're saying that the Americans are aware of what is going on?
The Americans are fully, my information is first-class information. And these people are being followed. Don't worry yourself, man. America don't like to just move in. They are being followed. They are being watched. They are being recorded, Matt. So what I'm telling you, Matt? And they will never get away with it. You see the extent to which America is going to flatten Iran and deal with Iran? You believe you would take Iranian criminals and give them Dominica passport and you'll not be watched? You are equally a criminal state like the Iranians as far as the Americans are concerned. So I'm telling Dominicans the only way out, reject it, is to ban the program or put it in the hands of the Americans.
A third party.
I don't even think the Americans would like our money to be paid to them for our passport. What they would like is an oversight, overview of what is happening on the passport program, Matt. You know what I'm saying, Matt? But what I can tell Dominicans, the only way to solve that problem, the problem of the corruption in Dominica, the criminals having our passport, is by voting out the Roosevelt Skerrit administration. But there's no other way to do it. This administration is a corrupt administration, Matt, and they have a bunch of criminals getting involved with criminals, Matt. But the government of Dominica is the most corrupt government within the region, Matt.
And if, to a certain extent, beside Africa, anywhere you go in the civilized world, I'm not saying Africa is not a civilized part of the world. But Africa is a country, a continent by itself. But the kind of level of corruption that's taking place in Dominica, nowhere else in the region would have that. So the only way for Dominicans, and you see that passport program where Dominicans are getting visa, tell them to take holiday in China. Go to China and show up. Go to China and do their holiday.
So if you were the Prime Minister, would you end the CBI program?
Would I?
Would you end the CBI program altogether? What?
For now, I'll put it on a serious hold to try to clean up because the country is rotten. There are some politicians in the country are doing crime. But I'm telling you now that CBI program is going to launch us into more trouble. I brought you a report on the offshore banking sector, Matt. That's another bombshell, Matt. One man has 4 banks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now the lifeblood of Labour Party is a billionaire, a Turkish billionaire who has offshore banks in Dominica. And for you to give a man because he has a bank, an offshore bank that nobody wants to trust, giving him a diplomatic passport. Doesn't that tell you something, Matt?
Yes, yeah.
Our diplomatic passport like caught fish. And recently, you had workers of a politician, a minister, workers going to travel to St. Martin with diplomatic passport, Matt. Does that tell you something? Ordinarily, these guys that don't go to school, doing little cashing, doing whatever, fixing stuff. And they have diplomatic passport going to St. Martin, Matt. Why would you give them a diplomatic passport? Does not tell you anything, Matt. They have red collar girls. They're red.
Mm-hmm.
And they dress. And you give them diplomatic passport. They don't know what they're carrying. All they know is when they're coming down, they'll not be searched. But when a country has to be run like that, when you run in a country like that, every sector, the sector was built by Julius Timothy and the UWP, the offshore sector. And these guys just ride on it, become millionaires overnight. And what is happening, man? Look at the kind of property, the passport program. Look at the kind of property that's next to Roseau Credit Union. Matt, in the center of Roseau. A property there for how many years, Matt? More than 7 years?
A lot of years.
And it's chain up there, it's not opening. Millions of dollars. High-level corruption in the country. And nobody enters that property. The property opposite it was bought again, Matt. But these guys are buying all the private beaches in Dominica. Well, they were private, but it's secluded beaches, I would rather say. And Dominicans saying, it's politics. They don't understand the country will be sold out. Your children, Matt, and your grandchildren will not have a Dominica to come to, Matt. Matt, I'm saying to you, bro, do everything you can, Matt. Don't just get these sensational things about the opposition. Educate the Dominican people about the corruption and the level of injustice that's taking place in government. But soon, we might see Iranians coming to do crime in Dominica, like the level of St. Lucians. St. Lucians doing crime like crazy. They encourage them to be here because they want them to vote for them, and they're giving them protection, Matt. St. Lucians are being protected, you know that damn well, Matt, by that administration. Who are the people protecting them? They're giving them all kinds of things so that they'll have loyalty to them. And when they're ready to go and do crime, they'll call on them, Matt. Our country is going to the dogs. Dominica was once a peaceful country. You know what I'm saying, Matt?
Yep, I follow you.
Can we say that, Matt? Can you say that Dominica is a peaceful country?
Right?
When we do, look at that.
Yes.
Sometimes I go some St. Lucians and Dominicans attack a young man that's selling his little stuff right by the riverbank there. The St. Lucians on the street, they bust free bullets. And they're on the street, Matt. If this country is serious about crime and the police force, we know where to go and look for the criminals. We know where they are. These people are going to turn Dominica worse than St. Lucia. And the administration doesn't care a damn about it. If there are certain people within the administration that want to do something about it, Matt, you will find the others blocking them. I'm telling you, bro, everything you can do to expose that administration. He's not going to say carry this, carry that, carry this, and carry that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just telling you, we have a lot of criminals infiltrating the system. Labour Party, the government of Dominica, they are using their criminal friends in Dominica to bring in criminals from outside to do crime in this country. And it is time that we call a spade a spade. When you see something, you must say something. And don't be scared of them. People scared to point out criminals when they see them do crime. And that is the problem with Dominica, Matt. Matt, I don't know what to say. But I'm telling Rejoc, keep doing what you're doing, report to us. And there'll be a lot of revocation again. Because they're under pressure, you know, Matt. Why do you think they put the CEOs to use the birth certificate? That is something that was dealt with a long time. And because they've been under pressure, because Dominican people are not confirming, and the outside world putting pressure on them. You understand what I'm saying, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
That administration must be stopped. And Matt, every political party has issues. And we have flushed out the issues with UWP and their leadership. And now it's time for them to come forward. And the callers must stop attacking them, all of us, including me. Even if our intention is not to attack them, get them together, save Dominica. So the callers that would call and blast something, blast Lennox, blast this one, blast the other, blast Paris, we need that to stop now. Now is the time to save Dominica. Let's look at the people that are affecting us. The Joshua Francis, Lennox Clinton, Thompson Fontaine, Paris, not these people. We need Ito. We need those people to work together. Forget this selfish attitude we have always practiced. All of us, with no exception. Let's move Dominica forward. You know what I'm saying? We need to move this country forward. Take out that co-op administration and back for people. Let young people see a future. Let young people see where they can go and work. Canning factory, industry, manufacturing. I told the Prime Minister several times, in person, on the phone, that the bossman, you need to put passport money, whether you appoint 2 or 3 agents to go and sell passports, to build back the agricultural sector, to bring manufacturing and industry. We cannot just put concrete that not bringing revenue. We have billions of dollars in concrete. That is the easiest way for a government to steal money, Matt. But anytime you're in concrete, you can thief money. But I walk from Bayfront, coming through Whitchurch, between Whitchurch and Italia, coming all the way to Ambrose George Agricultural Place. Matt, this place stinking. I want anybody from Dominica to walk there. And you'll see the water slipping in the drain. You know how much money they get for that? What have they done? That's the most lazy government in the country has ever seen. That's the government that gets the most money and they're lazy. They are a waste of time. Anything they cannot pocket, they're not going to use it. They're not going to take it on Matt. So that administration is a lazy administration. We hear the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister wife and the rest of the Labour Party talking about Roseau enhancement. That's a garbage, man. Rubbish. They're not interested in that. Why would the project be there? The money are there. Get professionals. Afimate was always prepared to help to draw down funds. You have Simeon Joseph. You have Thompson Fontaine. Even Joseph Isaac, the speaker. These people know how to do projects and draw down money. Even Joshua Fans, call them to work. Nobody should go. I am of a different view from those that say you can go into Labour and work. You cannot enter in Labour Party and work because it is rotten. The administration is corrupt, and if you go in there, you will be corrupted. So I'm saying you can stay on the side and help to write projects to draw on and give young people confidence in the future, give them hope. There's no hope in this country. Every young person you see want to go to overseas. Now you block them from going to America. You block them from going to Europe. You block them from going to Canada. You can't go nowhere. That is a country that is destroying its youth. Before we used to export all our brains. We are a brain drain. Now you're looking to export all your youth and want to leave. Everybody want to leave. Sometimes I regret I didn't leave, man. You know, you have a country where you destroy the middle class.
They say some of us have to stay at home, Hillary. Some of us have to stay at home.
Some of us have to stay at home. But let people stay at home on their choice, man. You know? The Prime Minister, the ministers of government, the politicians, all of them want a bright future for the children. All of them can afford to fly their children overseas. The other, I call your program, Matt, and I talk about the hospital under finance. The hospital doesn't have medical. And somebody calling me the hospital, Matt, and telling me I have a bill at the hospital. I tell him to send the bill for me. Because to my recollection, everything I had to pay for in the hospital. So if there's something that they didn't bring the bill for me for, which I doubt it, ask them to bring it, tell it. Send it to Carl Schilling for Chambers for me. You know what I'm saying, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
That person or whoever gives them the instruction, I tell that person to take the bill and shove it up. But if there's a real bill, send it to me, I'll deal with it. Because I know I take for everything, every medication, my family go there. I pay for everything. I don't stay medical. It's one day, and then I try to get out of the country. You know what I'm saying, Matt? So because I criticize them on the fact that they don't have paracetamol, they don't have anything, why the government wasting money, why the government taking money and all kind of garbage. You know? You see the IMF report. You sending me a bill to bring you and shut me up. Another bill, not a text. I tell the person, take that text and shove it, Matt. And if there's any bill, send it to Carl Schilling for Chambers for me. Or send it to me. And I'm saying there shouldn't be any. Because I'm not anything I do, I use, I pay. And I take for everything. And I just one day I stay, Matt. After 2 days. Matt, what I'm saying is, I don't remember clearly, but I'm just saying, everything I use, I would have paid for. But even if I paying so much tax in this country, even if there was something where there's a $300 or $400, you selling that rubbish because I just call a program, again, is the intimidating tactic they're using. They want to shut up everybody that talk. How can you believe you can shut up Hillary Shillingford? How are you going to do that? Tell me, Matt.
I don't think
the
so.
The only way you can shut me up is like killing me, executing me. There's no other way to shut me up. I'm on my word. And anything I see wrong, Matt, I will criticize it. And nobody in the administration, if you don't really become, I'll be the first one to criticize them. You know what I'm saying, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't really get in office, Thompson Fontaine or whoever it is, I, that little boy you are talking to you there, Matt, I'll be the first one to go at them. Because I don't agree to take on boy on make a pie. And I don't take in all the most corrupt administration in the region. I'm going to see you going off tangent and not stop you early. I'm not going to work with me, Matt. And you know that, Matt. You know the kind of person I am, Matt.
I do.
I don't sing for nobody. You know? And that administration is the thing they can hold me down. Or hold my family down. They have a problem. They will never succeed. I know what it is to eat fig and coconut, Matt. I know what it is to eat fig and dashing with half-pound gel so, Matt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I've struggled all my life. And if these guys, they never did anything, if politics are not make them get big overnight, you know. They get rich overnight. They had nothing, not even bicycles they had. Before they entered, not even bicycles they had. It's the clothes on their back they had nothing. While they were going into politics, I was already standing like a solid man in Dominica. So these people cannot run me anywhere. They cannot shut me up, Matt. You understand? I don't have to wait for politics to be able to drive a car, to be able to ride a bicycle or a motorbike. No. These people, when you see young people struggling and they're looking down on them, never have to struggle. Is join a political party and get rich overnight. They have all young men that's supposed to be working and building their character, following them overseas, ceremony like mules. Like mules, that's what they're doing. Using poor people, children, Matt. You understand me, Matt?
I do.
The underground economy dead in Dominica. So they bring in Spanish. I can say a lot more, Matt. But I'll give another person a chance.
Well, let me ask you a question because somebody wants me to ask you a question as a commissioner. Ask Hillary about the confirmation process. Are there any flaws or doubts?
But I'm not going to answer that. I give so many flaws and doubts. But there are so many flaws. But I told Dominica we were not ready. Up to now, we're not ready. Why? How can you start a confirmation and you cannot print a card? Does that make sense, Matt?
Not at all.
I told Dominicans that.
And you said many times that we are not ready. I think Mr. James said we are not ready.
I championed that all through on your program. And Matt, let me just tell you. They wanted to start on the 15th of October because of Creole Music Festival. They brought in the biggest stars to attract people to Dominica, to pay their own people tickets to come to Dominica, to start by the 15th of October. And by the 15th of October, even computers we had, our servers were not here on the island yet. They were just doing a whole heap of garbage, Matt. I went on your program. Matt, the issue of residency, we addressed that all those things out. Matt, there were many things I brought to your program, you know, Matt. Where they refused to accept people coming with their birth certificate. I told them the most favorite word of the Labour Party and their members on the commission, the free government members, was disenfranchisement. And I say when you put the requisite as passport, ID, Dominicans cannot afford that because you make them poor. That is disenfranchisement, man. You know what I'm saying? So the government knew damn well what they were doing because they were stuck in their track. When you take Ian and Anthony, where Alec stood up at the commission and said there's nobody in Dominica who understands the reform better than Ian and Tony. Alec said that at the commission, supported by Lennox Lawrence. Duncan Stowe supported it. And yours truly, when James and Hillary supported it. And by the next week, Wayne was happy. I said, Mr. James, start to say, but once all of them highly recommend Ian Antonio as the best person, he'll be asked the same day if Wayne wants to speak the truth. The very same day when say, well, you know them fellas better than me, you know. I said, I know them well. Once you see them give Ian that high recommendation, they're going to fire him. They're not going to renew his contract. Because at 55, they can put you on a contract. They went to get somebody who was 54 going 55 and give the person a contract. And Ian is out.
Again, just to wrap up, you want to encourage persons, in spite of what is going on there with the confirmation process, to register.
Not just encourage people to register. I'm encouraging all the caretakers, all the opposition forces. We have decided not to fight among ourselves because they'll take us nowhere, and start getting people registered, nominated. Registered and confirmed.
Yes.
In drones, Matt. Matt, it is modern time, it is high time that everybody take somebody and go and confirm. What this guy is going to do? Discourage people, let them stay there, and he's going to snap the election. And he's going to say they had their time to confirm. They did not. And that is what he do. Always looking for a trick on the side, Matt. We're going to drop public servants to Guadeloupe. If you work, there are two big boats in Portsmouth House, so I don't know how true it is. Waiting to carry people in Guadeloupe, Antigua, Martinique, St. Martin. Matt, everything for that government is corruption. The Labour Party can only win an election by 50 elections. And that's my contribution, okay?
Thank you, Hillary.
But to tell you the truth, I'm so glad to know. What is the formula?
A lot of food for thought, huh?
Development seems to be still China and the pavement. I want my pride and my dignity. I don't need those you give me. I do power infinity. I want to maintain my family. I love the way you improve the street. But I can't hit concrete. Love the stadium to watch cricket. But I can't hit concrete. I'm tired walking up the clinic. But I can't hit concrete. NTRC minding my business. But I can't hit concrete. I cannot eat it. I cannot save it.
Mules with diplomatic passports. Scary think he's smart, but he must never underestimate who the U.S. intelligence is working with. In the plane loads of people come to Dominica. Even some ordinary Dominicans are special missions when they land in Dominica. They will find out. The Americans are watching.
I must confess that I'm not supporting your party. I tired pretending red just to earn a little bread. I will not call me hen like your good friend mommy. To say that it is false, beautiful the money. So before Blackmore tell me, put my hands between my legs, I would like to own a home. But no, I confess I know. I love the way you improve the street. But I can't hit concrete. But we steady young to watch the key. But I can't hit concrete. I tired walking up the clinic. But I can't hit concrete. The house is minding my business. But I can't hit concrete. I cannot eat it. I cannot save it. I cannot invest it. Tell me how did I ever see my way? A little opportunity to work honestly.
We'll come back for more of your phone calls, huh? I cannot eat concrete. That one was sang there. 2013, still relevant today, huh?
Look at the
Hey, brother Lugas, man. We miss you in Calypso. Maybe he'll make a comeback sometime. I can see him smiling.
We'll be going to high school, whether they're smart, intelligent, or they are graduating fools. Admire the link road that going up to Goodwill. Even when the hospital shut on medication and pill. Look, I have no water to pay. Look, you have to cut it out. I have no passport to sell. Simply don't tell me go to hell. I love the way you improve the street.
I can eat concrete. I can eat concrete. Somebody says, all the talking not going anywhere. Dominicans are afraid. Facts are stubborn. Stubborn thing, huh? Hey, last Papa Bodia. Mark, back to the telephone. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, Mark. Mark, yesterday I said it, and this morning or this afternoon I said it. Mark, is Hillary the opposition leader?
He's not.
Not the opposition, but the leader of the UWP?
Nope.
What is Hillary's role in UWP? He sounds like the leader of the UWP. That's why I have to comment Linton. I'll say what I want about Linton. When Linton, Sparks, and all of them were there, Dominicans were aware of what is going on. No, it's silent night, holy night. And there needs to be some level of impeachment. All that scandal, Rejock, you, Hillary, everybody talking about what is happening. And then Kerry just riding high. Look, Hillary come with a lot of serious allegations there. If these things are true, the U.S. may be moving slowly, but what can we do? Work for when the U.S. move? Is there anything we can do? Look, we've been talking about criminals they're importing to join the Navy SEAL and Sniper army. Or you cannot set up on the Navy SEALs and snipers and be brave and stand up to fight for a country with 3/4 losing Dominica. And man sit down there talking. Hillary hasn't got concern about the safety. All you alone that have life, Hillary hasn't got life, he's a piece of wood. I myself haven't got life. Or you call it mad do this, mad do that, mad or you want mad. Oh yourself, what are you doing? Boy, Dominica is a joke, that song.
Thank you, blessings.
Once you take it, you become an addict. And people that whisper your name in public. Yes,
please, let me ask you again, Norma, because I am in total and I'm thinking about my country, man. Anything
will make me come back to my country. When I was being naturalized, the premier reminded all of us not to forget our country, Matt. Matt, I'm bleeding. I'm only asking him, Matt, is this the reason why they changed the 10,000 EC to 10,000 US, Matt? But I think is it that these people who are coming in every Mondays and Thursdays, is it that they are paid to each of them bring in 10,000 US, Matt? If it's that, is a lot of money coming in, Matt. Is that I'm asking? Remember, Matt, I am asking. I am in to ask questions. I'm asking because I am baffled, Matt.
Somebody says, Matt, some time ago, my brother-in-law applied for a job at the Pentagon, and his family in Dominica were under surveillance, and we knew nothing. That's how powerful these people are in America. Joke with them. Joke with them. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Matt, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
I am not too bad, thank you. So, Matt, I have been following on the happenings that are taking place. And I listened very closely to Mr. Hillary Shillingford and his utterances on contributions to your program this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, one has to commend people like Hillary Shillingford. Because, Matt, one of the things that I'm baffled about is the fact that so few people are willing to be so brave, so courageous, so forthright, and so articulate about the situations in Dominica today. If what Mr. Shillingford has expressed today regarding all the shenanigans of this Labour Party government and what they are doing, particularly with regard to our elections in Dominica, I think every Dominican needs to stop, needs to listen, and needs to think very critically, very intently, and very soberly about what they intend to do moving forward into the next election and beyond. I think also that apart from every Dominican, there needs to be an awakening among the most learned, among the most educated, among those who can be a means of guiding light to assist in opening up the minds of Dominicans as to the dangers and the perils that beset them. I think as a people, we have taken too much for too long. I think as a people, we have tolerated too much for too long. I think as a people, we have tended to close our eyes, our ears, and turn our backs for too long. And I think at this point, Matt, the voices need to be increased. The efforts need to be widened. And the Dominicans who have all to it decided to pretend that they are not hearing, to pretend that they are not seeing, and to be lukewarm about what is happening in Dominica, to decide to take a stand, to take a position, and to take some action. And that action has to be a determined effort to ensure that we get better government and better governance in this country. Now you see, Matt, while the issues that beset Dominica are bigger, wider, deeper, more dangerous, and more threatening than any of the naysayers of the UWP who want to continue to spread division and rancor among the party. I am satisfied, Matt, that the leaders, the managers, the heads of the United Workers' Party are not the one causing confusion among the United Workers' Party. So to the majority of Dominicans who want to say the opposition is this, opposition is that, what they should consider is the fact that the leaders and those in charge, the mantle of leadership of the United Workers' Party, are steady in ensuring that we get better governance and better government. And again, to recognize that the supporters of whoever who continue to spread rancor and division need to stop, because there are bigger issues at hand. There are more impending threats and perils that beset us. There are greater disadvantages that we will have to face. And the future of all of us is at stake because we have a government that has decided that it will continue to abuse power, that it will continue to be kakistocratic, meaning the worst form of government that could ever exist. We have a government that is prepared to do whatever it takes to ensure that every wrong, evil, misdeed must be done to maintain themselves in power. And so I think, Matt, it is time for every voice, every brain, every eyes, and every ears of the opposition must make their voices be heard, must raise and sound the alarm, and must decide to come out in force to ensure that the current regime that is in power does not continue to abuse its power, to take advantage of the system, and to basically undermine, corrupt, and devalue the essence of what Dominica is. Allow me to say, Matt, this afternoon, very soberingly and very slowly, that I dare, I repeat, I dare the Honorable Prime Minister of Dominica and this Labour Party to call an election before it is due or anytime soon. And that is a challenge. It is not a warning. It is not a threat. It is a challenge. And the challenge is, if they think that they are going to surreptitiously, or cunningly call any election of the Dominican people before we have full electoral reform, then the challenge will be wait and see. So we dare. We dare them. And we dare them to think that they can strip everything under the carpet and to do all kind of shenanigans and call an election before the people of Dominica and the electoral system of Dominica is ready to call an election. God is not a policeman. God doesn't sleep. And evil may have its way, but God will have its day. And let me say further, Matt, that for all intents and purposes, I'd like to call on the people involved in the electoral system in Dominica. Do not allow themselves to be used or to become victims of this government in doing what is wrong and what is unjust and what is evil with the electoral system. This is a sober piece of advice. And all the despots and the operatives of the Dominica Labour Party, who I know are operating currently in St. Thomas, Antigua, Guadeloupe, St. Martin, and New Jersey, and Texas, who are despicably planning their plots behind the scenes for an impending election. Please listen to your consciences. Please put on a cap of wisdom. Think wisely and be sober about what they intend to do and what they are doing now. It will not work this time. Again, this is not a warning. This is not a threat. This is a challenge to them to do what is right once and for all. And I'd like to appeal to the authorities of this country, cabinet and government. Do not do what is wrong and think of doing the right thing this time by Dominicans. Finally, I would like to ask every person who supports the opposition to open your eyes and step forward and give the support where the support is due. talk to the leaders of the opposition in kindness, in politeness, with a steady mind, and with good reason. Because the people of Dominica need saving. And they who are leading the charge need support, need all the necessary encouragement, need the necessary guidance and advice to do what they have to do. And I will say in conclusion, finally, that we are not fighting flesh and blood. There is every indication now that what is hovering around the government and Dominica today is a very dark cloud and an evil force that is inspiring those in power who have fallen victim of the evil one to now themselves act as agents of the devil, so that their friends need to pray to deliver them. And those people in the righteous places who support them must continue to pray for them. Because I am totally convinced, Matt, that the people in government today have been possessed by the evil one. They are ruled by the evil one. They are guided by the evil one, and they are bathing in darkness. And so they need to be delivered. And so the opposition mustn't take it lightly, because they are not fighting flesh and blood. They are fighting forces and evil spirits that have obviously surrounded the regime in power today. And those forces need to be torn down with prayer, with the word of God, and with the armor of truth and righteousness, and the blood of Jesus. That has to be our battle. And if that is our battle, I challenge any government in Dominica today to call an election anytime soon.
Thank you. Thank you. As usual, social scientists giving some good advice here.
Build your barriers.
A song to think about.
Taller I become. Take my rights away. The faster I will run. You can deny me. You can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong.
Something inside me is so strong. I know I can make it.
Though you're doing me wrong,
Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong.
thought that my pride,
Thought my pride was gone. Oh no.
something inside
me is so strong.
Something inside so strong.
The more you had to refuse to hear my voice, the louder I'll sing.
The louder I will sing.
You hide behind the walls of Jericho. Your lies will come tumbling down. Deny my place in time.
Deny my place in time. You squander wealth.
Wealth that's mine. So brightly.
It will blind you. Something inside so strong.
Something inside me.
Make it.
I can make it. Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Dominica, it's time to stand.
Something so strong. Something inside so strong.
I'll give you a few more minutes before we wrap it up.
When they insist we're just not good.
Not good enough.
We know better. Just look them in the eyes and say, gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
Do it anyway. Something inside so strong.
Something inside is so strong. We can make it, right? Stop the fights and come together. Q95, the talk on the block.
When they insist we're just not good enough. Going up that, just look them in the eyes.
We're gonna do it anyway. Anyway, we're gonna do it. I know I can make it. Let's go to the telephone to wrap it up in the afternoon. Hello, talk to me. This is the talk on the block. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I called somebody in my telephone because I said cat asked me, but then you correct me, you said cat on him. Tell him our road, our Tivoli road, my brother, is in a very deplorable state.
And we said that for you this morning. I'm sure he heard. Somebody must have told him that message, huh? Let's go back to the telephone. Are you there? Yes? Uh-huh.
Mr. Pelte,
Yes.
I heard Mr. Hillary speak a while ago,
Uh-huh.
and Mr. Hillary touched a point. We are not focusing on the young people that give us vote and support. And you always heard Mr. Parry say that thing. The young people are not part of our development in the House of Assembly. Hillary just touched a point. Dominica seems to be becoming a very unstable place. You don't know what will be their last days. Hillary talk about that building next to the credit union. Matt Pelte, for heaven's sake, you are a very friend of the Prime Minister. Can you call him and ask him to use those two first floors for Dominica small business, because Rose are already going to do a re-renovation, Mr. Pelte. Develop the young people. Look at that whole beach at Foucault.
Do you know if this building belongs to the Prime Minister, sir?
Sir, you are a powerful fellow.
I'm not saying I'm not powerful according to you, but I'm saying, do you know if this building belongs to the Prime Minister?
No, I'm not saying it belongs to him, but it has $40 million in aid bank for small business. He can rent 2 rooms. Mr. Pelte, you know better.
Or you need to know who's the owner of the building so you can rent 2 rooms. That's my point to you. My first question is, do you know who this building belongs to?
Well, I mean, I'm asking Mr. Pelte, you know better than me. I mean,
Well, I don't know. I just don't want to assume. I'm asking you if you know where the building is. Then I would advise, as you're saying, I would tell the Prime Minister, this young man, this young businessman is asking for 2 rooms. But I'm asking you whether you know, so we can take it from there.
well, I don't know, so I'm telling you there is money so you can rent 2 floors, get the small business, get the young people that want to do farming, as Hillary say. Matt, we can play politics, you know, because it's the youth. I will always tell you, Mr. Pelte, it's the young people that support the government. The majority of the people on the island is the youth.
I get you, sir. I'm getting you, but you're not answering the question. I'm saying if you know who the building belongs to, then I could take it from there and ask the Prime Minister or any government official, that the young people need a building, the young people, especially young businessmen. So let's ask him to rent the space in the building. But first tell me who you think the building belongs to. Well, we've got to go though.
There is a new drug on the market.
We've got to go, though. We've got to go.
There is a new drug on the market. Call it looking for the pocket. Once you take it, you become an addict. And people that whisper your name in public. There's a list in the public domain.